Well, hello my friends, and thank you so much for tuning in to this tutorial from the Product Junkie. Today I will be taking you through just a simple eye makeup look, and I'm also going to be teaching you a little trick I use when I do a cut crease. So I'm just going to be focusing on the eyes today. I've already got all of my other makeup applied, so let's get started. Okay, so first things first, we're going to want to apply our base for our eyeshadow to stick with. Now, a lot of people like to use concealer to do this, which works great, but I'm going to be using a MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly. And I'm just using kind of a flat concealer brush, and I'm just going to put this all over my eyelid, all the way up to my brow bone. Anywhere eyeshadow is being applied, I basically want to put this down first so it gives it something to really adhere to. Okay, so we've got our base applied and now we're ready for eyeshadow. So the two palettes I'm going to be predominantly using today are the Tarte Pro, and then I may end up using a little bit of this Tarte Make Magic Happen. These are two of my favorite eyeshadow palettes at the moment. So usually when I do an eyeshadow look, I predominantly use 3 to 4 shades. I use the lightest shade right underneath my brow bone, and then right here in the tear duct area. Then I'm going to pick another shade for my lid area, and then I pick usually 1 to 2 shades for the crease. So I'm just going to take a fluffy all over brush, and I'm just going to work with some of these lightest colors that are here in this palette. And today I'm kind of going for a warmer eyeshadow look. So I'm just going to take this lighter color, put it right underneath that eyebrow to highlight that brow, and take it down into the tear duct area. Now obviously how you apply eyeshadow is very dependent upon your eye shape. So this is what I have found works best for me. I have a slightly hooded eyelid, not really too much, but I have a lot of space between my crease and up to the brow. Okay, so now I'm going to take kind of a medium shade, probably this one of these two down here, and I'm going to apply that all over my lid. Using that same fluffy brush. Okay, now that we've got that all over color applied, I will start building my crease area. So usually for my crease, like I said, I use 1 to 2 shades for depth. And so today I'm kind of going to work in a more copper palette. So I'm going to take some of this kind of copper orange whimsy color up here. And I'm also going to build in some little bit of a deeper brown. So this is a Sonia Kashuk crease brush. I love this because it's soft and fluffy. And it's real easy to blend with. So I kind of start from the outer corner, and I kind of blend it right there in that area, and then kind of work its way in. See, we already have some depth compared to if we hadn't used that. And I kind of sweep it back and forth with this brush. Okay, and now I'm going to take a little bit of a more brown color and kind of build that in as well. Make sure you kind of pull it down into that outer corner. And like I said, since I do kind of have a larger area from my crease up to the brow bone, I'm going to make sure that I take a, kind of smudge this upwards. That way everything's not kind of, there's no color there. And obviously eyeshadow is great because you can just play around with it. And I have found that this Tarte palette is extremely pigmented. The first time I used it, I had way too much, so you kind of have to be just a little careful. But man, does the color pay off great. that up a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to work on just the outer corners a little bit before I do my cut crease area. So I'm going to take an even darker shade of brown. It's a real kind of chocolate color. I'm really gonna pack that kind of on the outer edge. Okay, that looks really good. So now, like I said, I'm kind of going to fake a cut crease. So a cut crease really just kind of adds a lighter section to really emphasize that crease that you really saturated in there, kind of makes it pop even more. So what I do is I take my concealer and that same flat kind of concealer brush that I used earlier, and I'm going to just take a tiny little bit of concealer on the brush. Now, it does not take much at all. And I'm just going to put this in from the inner corner kind of till about halfway into the eyelid. That's a little hard to do on your dominant eye, but you're gonna make do. So you want to shape that up into that crease area because we're going to pack on some more eyeshadow right there. Kind of saturate it out. And then when you fill this in, you can either use a lighter color eyeshadow shade, or you can pack on some shimmer, which is what I'm going to use today. So I'm going to take the Make Magic Happen palette, and I'm going to pack in some of this beautiful gold shimmer. Just kind of tapping it on there. So it kind of just defines your eyelid just a little bit more and kind of almost helps to make it look a little bit bigger, which is great when I don't have a ton of eyelid that's exposed anyways in my eyeshadow looks. And then usually once that's done, I will smooth the crease area into that just a little bit more. Make sure that it's all the way over. And like I said, this is a very subtle cut crease. I'm not going for anything too extreme. This could be everyday look. This could be definitely going out if you want to make it smokier. It's just whatever works best for you. So this is about usually where I like mine. Obviously, if you want to do a full cut crease, you can take it all the way over to the edge. But I usually just kind of go for halvesies. So now I'll just put on some eyeliner. And what I usually like to do for liner, I will take my eyeliner pencil and I will just do that on my waterline, and then I will usually use a smudge brush and use eyeshadow for the top section of my lid just because it's a softer look. And since I have lighter features, I prefer that to a harsh eyeliner. So the one I'm using today is the Urban Decay 24/7 in the shade Demolition, which I like because it's kind of just a very good natural grayish brown. Like I said, just putting that into the waterline. And then I usually like to take a little bit of one of the shades I've already used in my crease and just smudge that along the bottom. I never use eyeliner on my bottom lashes. It can tend to sometimes make your eyes look smaller. So I'm just going to take one of these medium kind of brown tones. And this is just a real tightly packed flat eyeshadow brush. And I'm just gonna run this along my bottom lash line, kind of about halfway. And this will help my mascara on my bottom lashes to kind of make a little bit more impact. And then I'm going to take this other fluffier end, make sure that that outer corner really blends in nicely with it. Perfect. So like I said, I use a slanted smudge brush, and you can either wet this with water or with your mouth. And I'm just going to take some of these darkest shades that are in this palette. Usually I go for a brown, and I use that to kind of create an eyeliner look. I kind of get that to about the thickness of my liking, which that looks pretty good. Then it's just time for a little mascara and we are done. So the two mascaras I will be using today, I will start first with a primer, which this is from L'Oreal. It's the Voluminous Primer. I've liked this a lot. And then I will put the Pure Fully Charged mascara on top of that. But first, I will curl my lashes. Okay, now we're ready for mascara. So like I said, starting with the primer first. You just need one coat of primer. I'm just going to take this all the way from the base. Nothing super fancy. I'm just getting my lashes ready for mascara. And usually with a primer, you want to give it about 30 seconds until it's just lightly tacky, until you're ready to put on your actual mascara. So usually by the time it takes me to do one eye, I'm generally ready for the next. So like I said, I'm going to use the Pure Fully Charged. I like the wand on this. It's a very full wand. I'm just going to start all the way at the base and wiggle my way up. And I have found with primer sometimes you'll still have a little bit of white on the top side of your lashes, which is okay. We're just going to kind of gently push them down from the opposite direction, but then you quickly bring them back up into the proper direction to kind of just hide any white that may be remaining. You can kind of blink your way through mascara if you find that to be more comfortable. And generally I do 2 coats of mascara, and then I'll go do the bottom lashes. I really enjoy this Pure mascara. I feel like it gives a big impact. Okay, so now for the time for the lowers. I never forget those. Okay, and another quick tip. If you get any mascara on your skin while applying mascara, wait and let it dry. I got just a little bit here on my nose. So I'm gonna wait and let it dry, and then it will easily flake off with a Q-tip when I'm done and ready. All right, and there it is. Just a simple, easy, slight cut crease to kind of give our eyes just a little bit more pop. And honestly, just easy. I have kind of been doing this with my eyeshadow for forever, and it always works well for me. So hopefully it'll work well for you too. So thank you again so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time.